Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Mega Bloks Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're looking today at the Pizzeria Showdown. The Pizzeria Showdown, not only do you have a build set to build, but you also get yourself 2 Mousers and you get yourself Michelangelo. Also includes a zipline action. Not quite sure how that's going to work, but we're going to get this opened up and find out. It contains 129 pieces, recommended for ages 5 and up. The back of the box features, well, shows you what the set will look like when you put it together. Mikey and Mousers are included. It looks like you only get yourself 2 Mousers. Has zipline action, and there's also a button where you can knock over the water cooler, water tower. To check out more from Mega Bloks, or specifically the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mega Bloks, go to www.tmnt.megabloks with a ks.com. Other sets available are, you get multiple different vehicles. There's a play set, an actual full set, sewer set that Spot has not seen yet. Looking forward to getting that as well. Yeah, it's certainly a good time to be a Turtles fan, especially now that Mega Bloks is producing these Turtle properties. What I am going to do is take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Pizzeria Showdown. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. With the Pizzeria Showdown now built, let's first show you. I'll show you guys the instruction guide that comes with it. A pretty straightforward, easy to follow guide. Shows you how to put together figures. Mikey technically is already put together. The Mousers, you have to just add 1 extra leg to them. But the instructions are pretty straightforward. So a good plus there for Mega Bloks. Your nice big manual, we'll just put that to the side. And let's maybe have a look at the figures first, and then we'll look at the actual Pizzeria. I'll just move that over just like that. Okay, first things first, let's have a look at Mikey. Like the look of him. Contrast-wise to really the only other set that we've had a look at, we've looked at the blind bag figures. It's the same blind bag figures, though the areas such as the feet area and things that I commented on before that were missing paint, at least they put paint in on these figures. It's not perfect, mind you. The elbow pads are still omitting any sort of color there. So are also the backs of the knees, but at least you get a little bit more coloring to them. His face is good too. You can remove his mask. And also with the blind bag figures, one of the reasons why the masks were covered over is because basically, and why I wondered why the eyes were still sculpted in, they basically just sculpted a brand new bandana that went over top to show like the fiery eyes on Raphael and whatnot. The one thing I'm not crazy about, at least with Michelangelo, is that the back of him has the zip line. And I thought initially you could remove it and you could swap it out. No, it is built in there. He does have that zip line where you just extend the cable, let it go, and Mikey will slowly zip his way up that line. The back has a really clever look that it looks like it's a manhole cover that's strapped to his back. I would imagine that would be pretty heavy. Even for Michelangelo, that would be pretty heavy for him to carry. So figure as a whole, I like. You know, I guess if you have the blind bag figures, there's also, of course, multiple different releases of these guys. You could probably get a Michelangelo that doesn't have this backpack, so I guess I really shouldn't be nitpicking that. Articulation on Michelangelo, he's got a ball joint head, nice hinge joint shoulders. He has no bend in the elbows or anything like that. It's a weird inconsistency to a lot of their releases. Like the classic Turtles have multiple articulation. These Nickelodeon Turtles don't have as much. They've got, you know, ball joint knees, or hinge knees, ball joint legs. And as we already mentioned, swiveled arms. You know, pretty posable, all things considered. Comes with a couple of accessories, one of which being a nunchuck. He only comes with 1. He doesn't come with 2, sadly. And we can put that into his hand. The other hand can be... Oh, I see what I did there. On the other hand, he also comes with a pizza slice. So he could be fighting the Mousers with 1 hand and eating a slice of pizza pie with the other. Mikey, I like. Not crazy about the backpack, but I understand for the big scheme of what they wanted to incorporate here. Yeah, it makes sense. And by the way, too, how the zip line works, and I'll show you guys in a second as well. You basically just tab it to the top, any one of the bricks here, and he just zip lines up it. That's the whole novelty of it. So there you have Michelangelo. Moving along to, I don't want to say the reason for getting this set, but it could easily be one of the cooler parts of this set, is the Mousers. If Mega Bloks were smart, I don't know what their strategy is for this long term, but I would just release a ton of Mousers in like bags. Just call it Bag O Mousers or something like that. Just give us a ton of these. I would just buy hundreds of these little Mousers. Maybe not 100, but you know what I mean. Articulation, the mouths do open on the Mousers. They don't have any ball joint to the mouth itself or the head, so you can't move the head, but the mouths do open and close. And then as for the legs hinge forward and back, and they also hinge on the individual toes. So I mean, you can get them in different gestures, like they're actually walking. You know, you could actually, that's probably a better look. You can have them where they're at least both flat feet, and it looks like they are walking. These very much remind me of like the Imperial Trade Federation droids from Lego. Same sort of build, but I found like those are really loose. The Mousers have a nice stiff joints to them, so like it a lot. And you get 2 of them. Hopefully we can get more. That's what I'm just throwing it out there, Mega Bloks. If you're watching these videos, please release more of these just on their own. Just call it, you know what, release like, I don't know, release 2 turtles and like 10 Mousers in a pack and just call it like Mouser Invasion or Attack of the Mousers, or you know, something like that. It's really cool. You get 2 Mousers. You get 2 of them. Put those to the side. And let's then have a look at Antonio's Pizzarama. So much so I'm not sure if I can get it all on frame. It's a very long build. It's very skinny, mind you. The inside, a little bit of hair there. The inside of the pizzeria. You got a little shelf there, which I guess you could have Mikey in there with the pizza slice. It has a door that opens and closes. I like that. I love this little top canopy area and then the sign on there as well. It's got Hoagie's Steaks Sicilian Pizza by the Slice. It also says Italian Ice as well. There's this little thing on the side, which I guess, I don't know if it's a mailbox or if it's a parking meter. It's a parking meter, but it's on the side there. And you've got a sewer cover that can pop off. I guess if you, I don't know how you play with that. I guess you could have it on the edge of a desk. You could pretend like the turtles have just dropped through the sewer. Very cool. And then above that, you've got the water cooler. And the water cooler has some more Mikey spray paint on the top there, which I mentioned in the video of the blind bags. I wasn't sure really what Raph came with. I guess somebody had mentioned that it was a spray can. But I love it. As a whole, this is really cool. It does have a gimmick as well. And I think for the gimmick, what I will do is I'm just going to take this lid off. Inside, I've also stored some extra pieces because it comes with extra pieces, as most building sets do come with. So I've got like an extra red piece, got an extra white piece. As far as I know, they are extras, and I got an extra silver piece. But then they give you a whole bunch of these little blue pieces. What are these for, you ask? Yes, they are water. The reason why I've taken them out, though, is because of the gimmick. The gimmick would have you, I'll show you in a second, you press a button, and this whole thing pops off. Sounds really cool, doesn't it? Imagining, if you will, this water cooler is full of these. Now imagine you, Timothy, is playing with this in the house, and he presses that button, and it knocks the cooler over, spilling these all over the floor. Yes, you see where I'm going with this. So I've actually I'm going to take these out. I'm going to put them to the side. It's cool that it comes with like water, but you know, you're basically inviting these getting lost. Or hopefully not when your dogs or cats swallow it. Okay, so we'll put the lid back on. And I guess before we do that, I'll just tip that to the side. Let's bring Mikey back in. We'll take the pizza slice out of his hand. And take the nunchuck out of his hand. I could really just keep him in his hands, but I'm just going to put Mousers to the side. So once again, you're going to zip line Mikey all the way out. You're going to attach it to... They indicate that you just attach it to the corner. But I guess really you could just attach it to anywhere. And then you let go of Mikey, and he zip lines up. Dooba-dooba-doob, doob-doob-doob. So that's the gimmick with Mikey's shell. Just take him off. We'll put him to the side. As for the gimmick of the cooler, the big water, I say water cooler, the water tower, there's a button on the side. Building it, you don't quite know what that button's for. Why did they put a button there? I thought initially it was a light. And I asked myself, why is this so loose? Well, it's because it actually connects to this side that ejects this. It's really clever the way they did it. So what you would do is you'd press the button down, and when you press the button down, I'm going to try to do this where it's all in camera. You press the button down and it pops the cooler off, the water tower. Ready? Here we go. Now imagining, if you will, that falls down, all those little blue crystal pieces that we saw inside would go all over the place. You can see why, yeah, I took it off. And then this is just a loose piece. It doesn't connect to anything because it has to remain loose, so everything, yeah, spills everywhere. Neat gimmick. I will not be displaying it. By the way, I say over here, it's actually right here that the other piece is. But you push down on it and the other side pops up, which another reason why this sits loose as it does. And then to return it, it's only one side, this side right here, that connects to this piece. The rest of it is just smooth. There's nothing holding the cooler, the tower, in place. And then once again, we just revisit, add the lid to the top. A pretty cool little set. Also, I don't even know if I mentioned this during the time of the blind bags, but one thing I like about the Mega Bloks is that they're more reasonably priced than Lego. The turtle vehicle, turtle wagon, I haven't picked it up yet, but like just to give you a ballpark idea, it's a fair large size. It's about $35 at Toys R Us here in Canada. A similar piece like that from Lego could get closer to $50, $60. So I find like all these sets are very reasonably priced. Granted, you're not getting a very big set here, but I think all things considered, adding this on to maybe other build sets, you can get yourself a pretty cool little city set going on there. The icing on the cake is not maybe so much Michelangelo, which we can just put him on one of the bricks here. But the cool aspects are also the inclusion of the Mousers. And, you know, again, Mega Bloks, if you release these on their own, I totally would be buying a ton of them. Today's collectible spot was having a look at one of the build sets from Mega Bloks for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line. We're looking today at the Pizzeria Showdown. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm a little hungry. I think I might go get myself some pizza pie. Thanks for watching as you always do, guys. I'll see you next time.